Hey everybody, Scott here, and we are talking about marketing today. And what we're talking about really is marketing your published book. You've just got that book, it's out right now, and now you want to make sure you are making the most out of all of your sales. But what I am finding and what I see on a regular basis is people are honestly marketing their books the wrong way. Let me give you a good example. One of my authors is trying some new things with her marketing. And the cool thing is that she's got a daughter who is in that 20 range, right? That 19-20 range, who understands like the social media marketing types of things. But they're kind of having a clash right now because the author is sitting here going, okay, I want to market it just like Sarah J. Maas is doing. And her daughter is turning around and going, not going to work with your books. And here's the reason why. It all comes down to who your demographics are. It's all your demographics. It's who reads your book. Right? If you think about this, right? If you go to all the major grocery store type of chains that still sell books, which I love the fact that they still do. But if you go to those, you'll notice that every single one of those grocery stores has kind of a different set of books. They all have books. They might all have historicals. They might all have contemporaries, but they all have different types of books. Here's the reason. They're smart. They know who shops at their grocery store, okay? They know who shops at their grocery store, which means that they know their demographics. So if you're sitting here right now and you're going, wow, I hear TikTok's awesome, but you are writing books for that 40, upper 40, 50 plus range authors or readers, they're not on TikTok. I hate to break this to you, they aren't on TikTok. Okay? You've got to get that book out and get that news out to them in a manner that they understand. So guess what? Facebook is still relevant to those people. They're still relevant. But if you're writing those younger types of books, then yes, you can start to jump into some of those earlier modern time, earlier, it's not the right word for it. Some of the newer styles of social media, right? You can do those things. You can advertise a different way. You can put different colors on your books. I mean, it's literally small things like that, but you have to know your demographics. So what works for your critique partner who's writing the romanticises and you're writing upper level women's fiction, the two of you are going to market your books differently, but you have to know this. Now, here's the mistake I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, but maybe I want to draw in that readership. They're not going to come in and read those books. That's not where their likes are at right now. That's not where their brains are at. Maybe later, once they grow up, have kids, have a house, have a mortgage, and whatever, maybe that'll change. But right now, you're not going to draw in that readership. For the same reason, for the exact same reasons why those of you who are writing romanticises, those early, really hot, steamy, whatever stories, are not going to bring in that older readership who are reading the women's fiction stories about trying to figure out my life after my husband's died and now I'm going to live on a coast in New Hampshire. Guess what? They're not going to be reading the romanticises. Sure, you're going to get a couple people who do, but for the most part, that's not the case. So your job is simple. If you want to sell your book, you have to know what your readers like. You have to know what they like, what they don't like, what they want to read. And you have to, if you want to become relevant, you have to shape your writing, still keeping your own voice, shaping your writing to fit that market. You have to do that. And I know some of you are going to go, I'm not going to go commercial. You don't have to. You really don't have to. But if you want to start selling those books and you want to see your career grow, you're going to have to shape and adapt as you go. You know, I always like to go back and talk about musicians, because musicians who have lasted have figured out how to shape their writing, their music, their style over the course of years. Right? If you think about like Jefferson Airplane, now Jefferson Starship, right? Jefferson Airplane, the Jefferson Airplane that ended up at Woodstock is not the Jefferson Starship that you see right now. Completely different. Why? Because they have learned to take their same voice, their same style, and mold it to fitting the needs of that current climate. Madonna, great example. The Madonna that emerged in the early 80s is not the Madonna that you see today. Why? Over the course of years, she has changed and adapted and adjusted her tone and adjusted the style of the writing to meet those needs. Why? She does her market analysis. Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, right? We can make a list of those people. And yeah, are they still playing the older stuff? Sure they are. They know that there's people who are coming back and listening to that, but they also know that they have been able to change that style over the course of their time because they pay attention to the market. It's as simple as that. I recently, over the summer here, this is 2024, so I'm going to time date this one here. During the summer of 2024, one of my authors, we sold a 10-book deal, and people are like, whoa, 10-book deal. Here's the reason. She has learned when we sold that 10-book deal, she looked at what the market was looking for. She knew what the publisher was looking for and said, I can still do my voice, my style, but what is it that you're interested in? She's still keeping her voice. I want you to hear that. She's still writing her story. She's still picking her style. But what did she do? She said, I want to know what you are looking for, and I will come to you and meet your needs. That's marketing. So before you go out there and you start jumping online and doing your videos and getting on Instagram and whatever that might be, you need to ask yourself, who is my market? What do they read? How do they access that information? And what are they looking for? You do that, you will start to see some upticks in terms of your sales. I'm going to tell you, don't expect things suddenly like I'm selling 1,000 books and suddenly I'm going at 500,000. It's not going to happen that quickly, but you will slowly see an uptick of things because you have to, again, reach that readership. Now, the last thing I want you to be clear on is if you are out there on social media, okay, and you're trying to sell your books on social media, understand that social media is a closed loop. People only know about you if they're already following you. So if you're thinking you're going to put together a video to get new followers, those new followers are not going to know about you unless they're already following you. Circular. Got it? So what you have to do is find a way to get that voice out there into a market with that readership. And you're going to have to find those tweaks, which means you have to be able to network with people, connecting in with other people who turn around and go, oh my gosh, I just read Scott's latest novel. This is amazing. I know most of you only like me for this, but you got to read this one. Now you have your best friend who's hyping up your book. Now you're in their market. Are you going to pick up a ton of people? Maybe, maybe not. But the key is know your market. So if you're planning on, like I said, selling your books, know your market. Do that market analysis first. Figure out who that group is. Figure out what they're like. Study that style. Figure it out. Go on from there. but don't try to jump into something that your readers are not going to do. You're wasting your time and energy. So with that said, I want you to enjoy your time writing. Please keep writing. If you've got questions for me, always email me over at the agency or get on the blog site. If you are a writing conference or writing organization and you are looking for a speaker, I am here for you. If you want me to teach some workshops for you, judge your contest, please, you have to reach out to me. I'm not going to come to you unless you ask me first. I look forward to seeing what you have. Again, also, if you're submitting to me for anything, please make sure that you're reading my website. See what I'm actually looking for. Remember, Grey House only represents traditional romance and women's fiction. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.